Oh yeah. So I want to talk with you guys today about something really important. Really, really important. Probably the most important thing that we can talk about until next week, and then that'll be the most important thing. But for right now, the concept is reframing resistance. Reframing resistance. So the backstory to this is, I don't know if you guys can tell right now, but I kind of congested. Head feels like it's not all the way there. My body, man, is so sore. I just have this like flu soreness, lethargy. I just feel like I hit by a bus, and have since Saturday. Despite all the plans that I had in place to get done, things to do Saturday, Sunday, today, this week. And rewinding back to last week when my wife was dealing with whatever I'm dealing with in an even worse way. Like she was flat out on the couch for 3 days, couldn't do a thing. And here I am trying to juggle all the stuff that I'm usually trying to juggle, which is already, pushing the envelope. And then taking, doing extra stuff with kids, meals, routines and stuff like that. And it was tough, very tough. And what tends to happen with me, and what I sense tends to happen with a lot of you guys through the conversations that I have with you, is that as soon as something like this comes up, some obstacle gets in your way, some unexpected event, something doesn't go according to plan, the stars don't align for whatever reason, that create a clear and simple, easy path, just like you planned it, just like you expected it to go. What's your first response? It's a rhetorical question. My first response is I usually get pissed off. I either get frustrated at the situation, I blame whatever it is that's going on, I'll shame myself if I think that it's my fault. Judge the shit out of myself for how could I let this happen? Basically, I become a victim instantly. As soon as the first sign of resistance, things not going my way. This is obviously a problem because me being a victim is not going to get me where I want to go. Me being a victim is actually the opposite of where I want to go. Getting where I want to go requires me to take responsibility for my life and to live in a way that evokes positivity, power, progressive, anabolic energy, right? I'm trying to build something. I'm not trying to go backwards. If your goal is to go backwards, then this conversation isn't for you. But if your goal is to go forwards, then pay close attention. Because instead of letting the resistance win each time something comes up, you can use the resistance to make you stronger each time. The general term for what we do inside of a workout is called resistance training. And the entire principle is that you meet resistance, you push through resistance. We'll talk about that word in a second, but you move through resistance, and that is exactly what makes you stronger. No resistance, no stronger, no progress. So there has to be some way that we reframe resistance when it comes our way. So that way, rather than curl up into a ball, and suck our thumbs and wait till it passes over, or avoid the situation altogether, or get pissed off, frustrated, negative, and resentful. We have to learn to reframe the resistance and see it for what it really is, which is an opportunity. It is the path itself. The obstacle is the way. So how do we do this? Well, I used to think that, like I said, meeting the resistance was all about pushing through it. you could naturally see why this would be the case for me, because coming up in strength and conditioning, that's what you do. There's weight, you push it. There's weight, you push it. That's how you get stronger. And that's the party line that we all get here in this hustle centric culture. It's like whatever obstacles are in your way, push, 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 force your way through, find a way. Doesn't matter. No excuses, find a way, make it happen. This works to a point, but I'd venture to guess that you guys who are here live know better than that. And you guys who are listening to this later on have seen that this doesn't really work long term. You can push for a while. In fact, you can push for a while, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. You can only force for so long until you run out of juice. So there has to be a different way to do this. You can't fight fire with fire. The resistance is all about the push. You can't fight fear with fear. Consider that the only way to actually win this is to die. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a part of you that responds to fear. There's this part that is triggered of the thought of loss, lack, scarcity, whatever that storyline is. If I don't work 12 hours a day, if I'm not on call 24/7, I might lose my job. If I don't send this email today, then this opportunity might pass me by. If I don't do, this workout and eat perfectly, then I'm not going to achieve my goals. Consider that this part of you that responds to that storyline has to be sacrificed on the altar of your bigger vision. You have to believe that your vision is bigger than you. And therefore, that doesn't actually depend on you. It's actually quite the opposite. Because once you decide that this vision is bigger than you, then the obstacles that you're facing actually become the opposite. Like I've been saying, they become the way that you progress in the game and claim what it is that you're aiming for. So as long as you deny this truth and continue to force the path to look like you think it should look, then you're going to continue to avoid the very thing that is bringing you what you want. So lean into the resistance. Lean into the resistance, my friend. I promise you, you have to, I promise you. You need to open yourself up, allow yourself to learn whatever it is that the universe is trying to teach you in this. Things will fall into place. It's happened to me too many times to count. When the people I work with that get on board with this start to go nuclear. I want the exact same thing for you. Lean into the resistance. The obstacle is the way.